Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I can do that. So I said I would get back to us on how we can use sort. So let me quickly use an example within 1 minute and explain that. So I will just paste an array. Let me come down here. So let's assume we have this array. So sort still follow the same way we did when we are doing our sort for string. So just that when we want to do it, we have to tell the function that how do you want to sort it? Is it in how do we call this? From the list to the in arithmetic order, rather, let me use that. So like for example now, when we did last time we said the array dot sort, then we put what we want to sort in the bracket. But in this, we have to specify this function accept two parameters, which is a and b. So a means the list, b means the peak. So here we are telling it that is it from the list to the peak. So this is what we are telling it here, from a to b. So if we are to be from b to a, we will do both. Then okay, let's console it and see. Normal way. But sorry, today I'll be very fast. So now let's run it. What did I do wrong? Where did I put decimal? Decimal including zeros and another string mode. Console.log. Let me just copy the name of the variable. Yeah, did I do any mistake? No. Oh, what did I do wrong here? Okay, wait. Is it from here? No. Oh, okay. Sorry. This is what is happening here. The name I put here. Let me comment it out first. Sorry. So it's affecting because I'm like, what did I do wrong? Oh, okay. I'm still not getting. Let me change it back to let. Doesn't make any difference. Evident that sucks. What happened? I actually tested this. Before I run it here. Okay, a minute. Let me go to Chrome and see. I tested it before I do it here. Oh, let me go to the console. Just a minute. Okay, so I don't know why it's not running there, but it runs here. So as we can see, can you see on my screen here? I don't know if you can see. So it's running it from the lowest, from the list, which is 9. Do we have 9 here? Which is 9. Can you see 09 followed by 23? I think I have 23 twice. Oh, sorry. Is it twice or once? I can't see. I have it once. So I don't know why it's taking
it is twice. It is twice.
Is it twice? Oh, I can't see.
After 34, there's 23. Then after 45, there's.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't see that. So it's taking it from the list to the highest. So if I change this one to, let me paste it again here. And let me say B minus A. Then if I should run this, oh, sorry. So this one is going to take it from the, okay. So this one is going to take it from the peak to the list. So it's just like we are giving it the what to do, maybe from the highest to the lower, or from the lowest to the highest. So that's what this A and B is doing. So I hope you get it now. I don't know why it's not running here. Why is it giving me this error here? But let's just continue. So let me comment this out. So that's how sort works. So that's how sort works. So now what I want us to start with today, I want us to start with objects as we did array in the last class. So now array, objects also works like array works. So objects is just a combination of a key and value. So when we want to try to input something in key and value, so that's what we majorly use object for. So object actually stores collection of various data. So even in an object, we can have an array inside an object. So when we have several combinations of data that we want to store together, then we use an object. So we are going to have an example and we are going to do it. Let me just put it here. So now we want to work on objects. So, and like I said, object is used to store key collection of various and more complex entities. So inside an object, we can decide that we want to have several arrays, we want to have several arrays, and even objects inside an object. We are still going to talk about that. And why and where do we use these objects? So we use it when we want to consider something that has a key and value. I'm going to explain key and the word key and value. So let's take an example that we want to talk about, we want to input information about a car, for example. So if you want to input information about a car, we have the names of the car. So we can say car now, a single entity car. We have several things under it. We have name, and we can have different numbers of name for a car. We have several models. And I like that we have several colors, we have years, but we want to input it in the same entity, which is car. But we want to have different information about that car. So that's in that case, we use objects. Let me give an example. Let me just have something I prepared here. Let me copy it and you see how it works. Okay, I want to write what is this for? Okay, I will put that in our notes, so I don't want us to waste time. So now we are considering this car now. Now, inside this car, we have what we call the brand, which is Toyota. So this brand is what we call the key, and what is accepting that we are putting under it is what we call value. Just like when we declare a variable that let name equals to equals to Shegun. So we can say this name is the key, and what is the name that we are giving to this is this is the value. I'm just using this to explain what the word key and value means. So this is the key, the name, and what's the value we are assigning to it is Shegun. So at the same time, I can do something like this. I can do something like this and say, okay, Shegun, let me use Bolaji, let's say Dami. This name now, I'm assigning this thing, all these arrays inside of it. So all these arrays are what? They are the value. And this name is what? Is still the key. Do you understand? So I can bring this one now and bring it, let me cut this, and bring it inside my object. But then I will just change this one to this. So if I should bring this to this now, I'm now telling what I'm trying to explain now is now, this is I have different keys. This brand, it accepts a value Toyota. This is model, a key, accept what? Highlander, color accept red, year 2012, engine true. So you can see here now, I have different data type inside. I have string, I have numbers, I have Boolean, Do you understand? So object is like I can combine all data type and put it in just one data type, like call it an object. So here now, let's do something. Let me now console.log car and see what is this going to give us. I don't know why this thing is not working here. Oh, I don't know what is wrong with this. Okay, it's because of what I have up. Okay, I removed that. Sorry. So if you can see our output here, we can see we have it. And before then, when we want to represent an object, we use a curly bracket, which is what I used here, and I used here. So now when we now console.log this car, we get something. We got brand Toyota, model Highlander, color red, year 2012, engine okay, true. So we get all the data in this engine. So, but the question now is, if I want to try to address each key and extract the value in it. For example, I want this thing only to print Toyota for me. How will this thing print Toyota for me? And I don't want any other value, any other thing. So that is where we come to how we access our object. If we want to access our object, what we are going to use is when we call it levels. So consider this car, which is our variable, as the first level. So now everything that is inside, consider it as a child. So this brand is a child to car. Do you understand? This brand is a child to car. So if you want to access this brand, then the way we can do this, we say console.log our car, which is the parent, dot. Are you following me? I don't know if it's coming complex. Just let me know, please. So dot brand, sorry, which is the child. So what we are saying here is we are saying console.log the car, which is what? Which is the parent, dot, like I'm going down a step down to the child. So when I console that, I get, can you see what I got here? Toyota. Let me do something here. So we're able to see what I'm doing. So can you see under this, I have Toyota. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to do what? The child. And for me to access that child, I need to access the what? The key. And I got the value. Now let's assume I want to get this name. I want to get the element for this name. Who can tell me what I'm going to console to access this array that is there?
Console.log, then bracket.
Can you type it? I want you to type it. Can you type it under here?
I'm using mobile, so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. So just tell me. You say we should type what? Console.log. Okay.
Then it should be car.name.
Car.name. Let's see if it's correct.
To console line 29. Console is not defined.
Oh, sorry. I did a mistake while typing. Okay, can you see we can access this, right? Now, let's now do something here. What if here, inside this array, we have something like this? We have, let me try and copy something like this. Then you are going to tell me, how can we access this? If I have something like this, now, and I want to access my let's say, my title. Can someone tell me how we can access this?
The title.
Yes.
The title. Okay, title. Is there title on the?
Yeah, this title. Now let me run this. Can you see? I just added this to this now.
Okay.
I just added this.
If you want to access this now, it's the same thing like the one we did, I guess.
Okay, so tell me what are we going to do?
Also.log
Okay.
bracket should still be is car dot title because there is a let's title.
Dot title undefined.
So is title defined?
Yeah, we have title here. Remember that before we can access title, we have to first of all access this website first.
Okay. But then
you see that this
was a different line.
No, oh, okay. Let me is an array. Maybe the way I pasted it. Let me do it back. Let me do like okay.
But then it's from let car, so I think everything is under the this bracket that is coily bracket.
Okay, so what am I going to do? Car dot okay.
Car dot websites. Yeah. There is a bracket in front of that website. I think it shouldn't
okay,
have.
Sorry. Wait. Okay. So if I do car dot title, why is this? What is happening to this?
Car dot website. The website is not written correctly.
It's not written correctly. Oh, sorry. I thought it's this platform. I want to create another platform.
It's still not written correctly. Why besides?
Oh, sorry. The way I'm typing, so that was kind of fast. Okay. So now, here now, we have accessed the first child, right? Which is website. Now, what if we do something like, okay, do I get this? Oh, God. Title, do I get it correctly? And see, can we get what is there?
It's not coming, but I think maybe there is a bracket in front of that title that shouldn't be there.
So, yeah, this is like an array. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, adding being, let's say this is not here. Everything inside an array is like a single entity. So, I think being this, okay, let me remove this array. And run something like, oh no, I will still have, this is not what I want to do. This is not what I want to do. Okay, good. This is what I want to do. Is it correct? Now, this is what I want to do initially. So this is just like I'm putting another object inside the present object. Do you get it, or is complicated?
So, but the thing is, there are so many title. There is title for Global Chef. There is title for.
Okay.
There is title.
Sorry, I don't know why. Okay, sorry.
So I think the program is confused. Which of the titles?
Yeah, I've removed one. I don't know why. I try to repeat. Okay, yeah. It's because I was using it in an array before. That was why. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me just do something. Sorry. I put it in an array before, and I was trying to remove it in an array. So that was why. Let me just leave it like. Okay. Sorry. Okay. It was because it was in an array before. So let me even change this to anything. Let's just call it anything. So can you see it's not going to run anything? No. So I want to access the let me call it the grandchild now. So for me to access the grandchild, I start from the parent dot brand car dot website, which is the child. Then after that, I access what is inside it. So this curly bracket tells us that it's an object because I'm using a curly bracket. So when I was using before an array, it shows me that it is an array, but it's an object inside that array. So when I now access what is inside this, I'm accessing the third child. So I now have to use car.website.title. Do you understand how we're able to access that? And it goes on and on like that. Because as we move on, we are going to be going more to object-oriented programming, in which we are going to be putting our data and we'll be extracting it in an object. I don't know if you understand it. So now, I don't know, I want a feedback. Maybe I should continue or I should pause, I should stay more there and explain it. Okay, let me assume we get it now. So with this is what I want to say, but I will still have to explain this. I want us to quickly move to conditional statements. So in conditional statement, before I go more to conditional statement, I want us to talk more about logical operation. So this is where the main logic comes when it comes to programming. It's more about conditional statement and loops. So that's what we use to solve the majority of the problems when it comes to programming. So now talking about conditional statement, but then we want to talk about logical operation. So in JavaScript, there's logical operation that we use, which is this. Okay, don't let me comment it out yet. When we want to compare something, say this and this. Oh, is and for compare, no? When we want to, I think all is compare, right? This or this, okay. And when we want to join some things to get things together, when we want to bring them together, we use and, like A and B, B and C. That's how we use this double sign. Note, it's not one, it is two in JavaScript. So this is used for, this is and for or, we use this as our or. Like we want to use A or B. So we use this to denote it in JavaScript. So this is for or. Then our less than and greater than, these are our less than. And here, these are our greater than. So these are greater than. Then, okay, you know, initially when we started this program, we started about variable, how to assign variable and declare a variable or our constant. We use this equals to. So in JavaScript, when we want to assign something, we know that we use equals to, just like the one we did here, like let car equals to. But when we want to write, like when something is equal, when we want to find out equality between a number or value or anything, we use this double symbol, which is equals to. And so this means it is equals to. Oh God, why am I? And another one we use is triple equals to. This one means it is strictly, when we are saying that something is strictly equals to something, like we are is tending to like something that is constant, that cannot be changed. So that's what this means. This also means strictly. There are cases in which we use this. Equals to, because we are going to be using this more when we start our conditional statements. So now, what are conditional statements? So conditional statements are statements that are either true or false. So they are something that if they are statements that will perform if a condition is met. For example, every of our daily life is based on conditional statements. As we go every day, we write more of conditional statements, but we don't know what we are doing is conditional statements. Now, take for example, if I'm going out now and I'm like, the weather is like it's changing. I don't know the temperature. They say it might be shower by so time. But I'm not like, if it showers or if it's, let's say if it's rain, then I'm not going out. But if it doesn't rain, then I will go out. So that's this conditional statement. So the same thing happens in programs. So peradventure, it rains, then technically I'm not going to go out. I'm going to stay indoor. If it doesn't rain, then I'm going to what? Go out. That is the exact same principle how conditional statement works in JavaScript or any other programming. That I want to validate a particular statement if and only if some statement happens. And there are some case in which we have conditional statement inside a conditional statement. Like, okay, if it rains, I might not go out. If the rain is not much, I might use umbrella. Do you understand? Like I'm incorporating another thing inside of it. That okay, if this rain is much, I will not go out. But if it's not that much, I might go out. But if it doesn't rain, then I will go out. So like we are trying to bring in additional statements inside the initial statement, just what to validate our actions. So now let's just do a simple arithmetic. Let's do something that let's x equals to 2. Now, I now say, okay, let y equals to, let's say 5 or anything. Then again, I say let z equals to 2 plus 5, that should be 7. Okay, then let me say 10. So now, I now want to write a condition statement that if, should I use this? Okay. Now, how do we now, okay, before this, how do we now write our condition statement? Now, if we want to write our conditional statement, we use the word if, then inside of it, we put the condition. Then after we put the condition that we want to perform, then we open a curly bracket. Then we now put the action. Let me use the word action to be performed. Just like if it is raining, the condition here is that if it is raining, then what's the action? I'm not going to go out, or I'm going to go out, anything. Then in other words, X, if it is not raining, so this is like another condition. So since just this one is just like in two ways. If it is not A, like if you have a coin, we have head and tail. So if we toss the coin and we got head, so if it is head, then that means the other side will be tail. So when we are writing condition, like we want to validate between two actions. Like if it is raining, then I will not go out. Else, I will go out. So it's two things. So that is why you didn't see condition here. You don't see that we write condition with the X. Else, you just write the action. That if this is right, then technically this is true, then the other one will be what? False. If this is false, then the other one will be true. But let's assume we have three things that we want to incorporate. Like, okay, if condition, let's say condition 1, then we say perform this action. Then we want to incorporate another condition. We say X if, so I'll check. There should be a space here. Okay, that's why I said, okay, else if, then condition 2. Then we have our condition 2 here. Okay. So now, if condition 1 and condition 2 are not satisfied, then the next thing is, then if any of this, so what we are saying there is, you see that if this is true, then we don't need this. Then the other one will be, or the main one will be false. If any of this one, if either my condition 1 or condition 2 are true, then the other one will be what? Will be false, or either way. So now we just write else. Then, okay, sorry, we are not done with this. Sorry, we didn't tell you the action that is going to write. The action is going to perform rather. Let's say action 2. Let me name this action 1. I would know. So action 1, this action 2. Else perform what? Action 3. So just at the, so we might have we can have several if else here that we can other if. It's just like we are putting a new if inside if. That's why we use if statement for 3 statements. But if we have more than 3 statements, we can put another if inside if, just like we are nesting it. We are going to do an example now. So I just want to explain how we write this. So let me just comment this out and let's go with the example we have above. Sorry. So how many people has access to their PC? Because I want us to type now. So I want us to do this thing as I'm doing it also. I don't know if anybody, do you all have access to our PC?
I'm actually on my mobile, but I'm following the illustrations.
Oh,
And
okay.
it seems understanding.
Okay. I want us to type. That's why I put our name here. So we'll just be typing with the name, but it's fine. So let's just continue with this example. I want just, let me comment this out. Oh, okay. So now we want to say, okay, if we now put the condition, let's say if X is greater than Y. So let's put the condition that if X is greater than Y, that's the condition. And we now say, okay, if X is greater than Y, what's the action we want it to perform? Then console.log, which one is better? So let's see, if X is greater than Y, then let's just say console.log X is greater. Let's say X is greater. So that's the condition we want it to perform. But if this one is not right, we said else. Now that's the another statement, but we know this is going to be the other one, so we don't need to put any condition here. So what's the action that this is going to perform? Let's say, okay, console.log. Then let's say Y is greater. Are you following me? Let me put, let me try to comment this out. So that it won't affect our viewer to just be seeing it in the console. I think I should be able to. I just messed that up. Sorry, minutes. Okay. So now this is the variables we have, and this is our condition. Yeah, I don't even need to think about it. Let's now run this. Y, he said y is greater. Is it true? So you say in our condition that if x is greater than y, is x greater than y? No, x is not greater than y. So when it comes here, so it will run in from the first statement that if x is greater than y, the question it will ask is x greater than y from this variable? No. So it will ignore this, then come back to this and console this for us. Let's change it around. Let's say this is 7 and this, let's run it again. When it comes here, we say if x is greater than y, then what is going to come? Say console. Is x greater than y? Yes. Then it's just going to console this and break. So it won't proceed to the other one because this is already true. But in the first case, when it was going, it comes here, say that, oh, this is false. Then it comes there because we want to see something that is, our statement is want something that is true. So when it comes here, you say, oh, okay, this is false, x is not greater than y. That I now come here. Then once it comes here, then you say, okay, no, this is not valid because this statement is not valid, x is not greater than y. So it can't perform this action. They just go to the next action and it performs it. So that's typical how an if and else statement works. So now let me just do one more example here. So from this one, we now try to build do a small challenge to test how this thing works with what we have done in the past too. So now let's assume we have, let me add another variable too. Let's do statements like this. We say that if we just I want to add all those other operators too. If x is greater than y, this is one statement. And let's say x is less than y. Without the logical. I'm just writing the statement. I don't even know if it's logical. The system is going to tell us if it is logical. But let's just continue with that. So we say if this statement is right, let's do something. Then let's console.log. Sorry. So let's do console.log. Let's say, let's just put anything, maybe, I don't know. Let's say first option or anything. Or let me try and get another. Okay, let's just try and work this out and see. So we have performed the first one. So it said else if. So if it is in Python, another time is not else if, it is elif, ELIF, if you are working with Python. So now it says else if, what's the condition we can give here? Do we have Z? Okay, we have Z. Let's say if Z is greater than Y, or let's say Y is equals to. I just want to use all the operators together and see how this thing works. So I don't even know what I'm doing is logical. Let's just see how it works. So if Y is equals to 0, you know what we are doing here? We are trying to equate it. This is equals to this. But if we use one like this, that means we are assigning and it will throw us an error. So then if this happens, then what's the action that we want it to perform? let's say, okay, let me put something here. Let me say, let answer equals to a string. So let me add another data type to it. Let's say this is the answer. I just put something here like this. So if this is right, then let it console.log. Then let it console.log answer. So if this condition is satisfied, then let it console, let it print this thing for us. Then the next one, let's say else. Let's just give it an action that, okay, let's just say console.log. Let's just say maybe no answer. So now let's work this out and see if we are going to get anything reasonable. So wow, it tells, let me try and comment this first out. Okay, now let me comment this and run it out. So we see. So this thing is telling us that no answer. How? Let us run through this program ourselves and see. So it comes here and say if x is greater than y, is x greater than y? No. And that means for and, the two statements must be true because we say this and this, the two statements must be true. But if we are talking about or, that means one of the statements must be true. So here it's telling us that if x is greater than y, which is false, it can be. You can't accept, although x is less than y here. This is true, but this is false. It's just like none of this is, it's just like both must be true before we can accept this statement. So now say this is not true. If you leave this, now go to the next one. Else, if z is less than y, is z less than y? That's not true. Or y is equals to x, is y equals to x? No, it forget about this statement because this, none of it is true. This one is true, the other is not true. We want both of them to be true before you can accept this statement. But the other one now, none of it is true, it neglects it. Now come to the last one. Else, console.log no answer. That's why we could what? We could get answer. So let's assume this is 5, both are equal. Let's see what it's going to give us now. So now what is it giving us? It comes to the first statement, if x is greater than y, and this. So yeah, none of the statement is right. That's why forget about this statement. It comes to the second one. If z is less than y, is z less than y? No, this one is not true. Or y is equals to x, this one is true. And we know we are using or. So we now say, okay, since this one of this is true, then I want to console answer. And this, what is inside answer? This is the answer. So that's why we could get this output of answer. I don't know if you do you understand this? Hello? Hello? I'm not hearing any response.
See,
Do you
I guess
understand?
it's kind of harder now.
That's why I want you to talk. So you're able to go back to it and see if you understand this. So we try and see, okay, are you getting it or not?
Maybe
Do
you
you?
can come back again, as in just
Okay, now. Okay, let me start all over again, right?
okay.
Should I start from the first example? You want the second example?
You can start from the first, at least just for
Okay, let's start from the first again. So when it goes there, it's kind of being complicated. So that's why I need the response to know. So I won't just be assuming that you understand it and I'll be moving on. So with this first example now we want to make a statement. Like if it is raining, I will stay indoor. If it's not raining, I will go out. You know, if it is raining, then I will have to stay indoor. But if it is not raining, then I will go out. Are you with me? Now, exactly the way this condition works, let me put it like this. So if you're able to, let me explain. So I said if one statement, which is X, is greater than Y, perform the next action that I want you to do. If this statement is true,
Okay.
then perform this action. Like if it is raining, then I'm not going out. So what's my action then? I'm not going out is my action.
Okay.
And why am I not going out? It's because it is raining.
Radio.
But if it is not raining, then I will go out.
Yes.
So that is exactly what we are doing here. Say, okay, if X is greater than Y, the next thing we want to do is let's perform this operation here. Let's do this statement. Let's perform this action. So now what's now the action? The action is like just print out. This one is just like, console, just to print it out to see
Okay.
for us. We say console.log X is greater. That is if this is true.
Okay.
But if this is not true, do the other statement.
First, can
So-
I ask you a question?
Okay.
Like, I was trying to look at the analysis of the one you put, like, let X be 5, let Y be 5.
Okay.
So if you are kind of like, I'm thinking like, is it that you are just assuming now you don't want to use this number?
Okay, you mean the number I put here?
Yeah.
No, I just put this here. It's just like number.
Okay.
The computer is going to perform the logic for us. We don't even want to think about it.
Okay.
First.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like we don't even want to have the answer in mind yet. So when the computer gives us the answer, then now think, how do we come about this answer?
Okay. I understand.
Do you understand?
This is what I want to get here.
So I just put this here.
Okay.
We are going to do one logical example now in which I might not even know what is here.
Okay.
Like maybe people are inputting data that I don't even know what is there. And I want you to print a result for me. I will just take a logical statement. Let's do this. So I don't even know. Let's assume I don't even know what is here. Something is here, but I've just put it here for us to see. So let's say, okay, we want to see that. Okay, let's just hide it first. You say if X is greater than Y, then do this action for us. But if it is not greater, then perform this action. So let me do, because this one is going to show. The other one, I don't want to comment it out. So let me just do this to separate it. Do you get what I'm doing? Okay, I want to, so to separate between the two code that we wrote. So now, let me run this first. So what is this telling me? It's telling me that Y is greater. That's what it's returning to me.
Yes.
And it's because of what, okay, let me change this one. Let me just change this so it won't reflect anything. It won't reflect X or Y. First answer, let's make this second answer. So that it won't reflect anything X or Y. Now, when I run this, what does it give to me? It gives me second answer. Then now, let me now go back to it and see, is it right? I said, if X is greater than Y, is X greater than Y? No. That's false, right?
Yeah.
So it leaves this one alone. It leaves this statement. You can't perform this action because this is not true.
Okay.
So you have to go to this one. So else means if that is not true, then perform this operation.
Okay.
That's why it comes here and perform. Now let's do something. Let's change this one back to this now.
Okay.
And run it. It gives us first answer. Y. You check it. Is X equals to Y? Are they equals to? Yes.
Yes.
It's okay. This is true. Then it prints this one for me.
Okay.
Do you get the principle now?
So you mean like if this what you're trying to say now, if this X is equal to Y, it's going to give you this
It's going to
first
give this.
answer.
Yeah, because this statement is true. If this
Okay.
statement is true,
It's true. Okay.
then it's going to return what we asked it to perform.
Okay.
But if it is false, it's going to go to the next one.
Next one. Okay.
So that's why we come about this one now. Here, we have this statement. I just put everything together. So if we put everything together, we put all the logical operators together to see how it works.
Okay.
So here, what did I do? I said, if I don't even know, let's assume I don't even know what is here. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I said, if X is greater than Y, and you know, when we are talking about and, both must be true, both statements must be true.
Okay.
A and B must be true before I can accept that both are true.
Okay.
Do you understand? But if one is true and one is false, I can't accept it, it is false. Or means one of it, A or B, you or I, or how do you call it? Sorry, English is complicated. And A or B, that means anyone can be true.
Oh,
If
no.
one of it is true, then I can accept it. I can accept the hypothesis that, okay, this is valid. So, but if any of this, none of this condition is right, then come back to this. So when I run this, he said, this is the answer. Why is it giving us this is the answer? This is the answer is this. We're consoling. Why would you get it? We're consoling the output of these ants, right? So the reason why I use this is I want to add both string and numbers together. So that's why I do it like that. So now let's go to the statement. From here, is X greater than Y? What is X? 5. Is X greater than Y? No.
No.
So since X is not greater than Y, then it is false. Then that means none of these statements can be true. Then the next thing is console this for me. I mean, sorry, since this one is none of this is even true because this one is not true. The same time, no, this one is not what? This one is not true. So that means this statement is false. So that means I can't perform this action because this statement is false.
Okay.
So I now move to the next one. So the program will move to the next one and see. Else, if Z is less than Y, is Z less than Y? Is 10 less than 5? No.
No.
That's false.
That's false too.
But the operator here is or.
Okay. Okay. That sign shows is or. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, we did it. I was explaining to you that this is a logical operation that means or.
Okay.
This means and. This means less than. This means greater than. Then this is to assign a variable, like we used to do. Let's like what we do here. And if you see something like this, it means equals to this. And this one means strictly equals to, like it is either this or nothing. So there is a case in which we use it.
No.
Do you understand? So I can use it here too. Okay, let's change one to this one to this and run it again. Do you see that we still get the same answer?
Is that?
No, I change this one to triple equals to now to C.
Okay. If we still get the.
Yeah, so we still get the same thing, that this is the answer. So now when we run through it, we know that this one is false. Then here we say this one is false. This second statement is false. This first statement is false. But here now, this second statement, is it true? Let's see. Is Y equals to X? Yes, that is true.
It's true.
And we said it earlier that if any of this is true, then you should console this one for us. And what is the output? This is the answer. That's why we got this is the answer.
Okay.
So let's assume we put let's say we put 23 here or anything. Let's run it. It's still giving us the answer. Why? Because X is less than Y. Yeah.
Okay.
So
the statement is true.
Yeah, the statement is true because X, this one is false. X is less than Y is still true. That's why we are still getting this is the answer. So let's put let's put something like 30 that is greater than that one. You can see that it's coming. When you see the first statement, it said, is X greater than Y? No, 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 no. This one is out of it. It comes here. Is Z less than Y? Z is not less than Y. What about the other one? Is Y equals to X? They are not equal. Then you move to the next one, which is console, no answer. That's why we got no answer here.
Oh, okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So I want us to do something now. Let's assume that we want to build an application. This one I want us to like do, but since we can't type, I will just walk it through and we'll do it. Let's assume you input, I give you a system and you input a password. And when you input the password, I want the program to tell me the length of the password. If the password is greater than so number or less than so number. This one is a kind of complicated, but we're going to walk through it together. So let's assume you are someone that input something that I didn't even know. I didn't even have an idea about. I want to bring this up. Let's say const. Just follow me to do this. Let's say our const password, or should we might use password, equals to okay, let me use something that is not as complicated as that. So that it won't go complicated. Okay, let me use something like this. Let's use, okay, let a string. Let's my string, let's use the word my string equals to, I don't know what the string is going to be. Well, the user is going to input it himself. So remember that method taught about prompts. Do we still remember?
Prompt.
Yeah. So we want to put everything now we want to put it into work, how it works. So this prompt is going to open the space for the user to input what the string will be. So let the prompt tell us that input the string. Are you with me now?
Yeah.
So now, when we run this program, it's going to bring up a prompt. You're going to prompt something of that user should input a string. So we don't have the idea of what that string is.
Yes. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now, since we don't have the idea, remember in last class, I was talking about the inbuilt function, what we should call the length. Do you remember? When I was doing dot length.
Okay, length, yeah.
Yeah. So I now say, okay, anything the user input here is going to go inside this string. It's going to be saved inside this string. So I now said, I want to find out the length of what is inside that string. And I want to put it inside another variable. Are you with me? So yeah. I now say let strings equals to, you know what I want to get is the length of this
string.
So it should be my string dot length. Do you understand? So inside these strings now, we are going to get numbers, maybe 4, 5, we don't know yet.
Okay.
So we are going to get a number. So we now want to apply a condition now. Do you understand? Say if, now, remember when we write if, we want to give it a statement, right?
Yeah.
So we say if, what's the statement that I want to give now? Let's say if these strings here, what is inside these strings? So let's say if strings equals to, what can we say? Is greater than or anything. is greater than, let's say it's greater than 7. Do you get?
Yeah.
If this password now is greater than 7, what can we do? I'm thinking it from my head. So I'm like, what action should we perform? Oh, then let's just console.log what is inside the string. Are you following yours? If it's complicated, just tell me. I will go over it again.
No, I'm not.
So if this strings, if this number here is greater than 7,
Which
so,
we don't know, right?
which we don't know yet, we are going
Okay.
to, it's going to show. If it's greater than 7, oh yeah, print the password for us. Let us see what is inside the password. But if it is not greater than 7, now it's okay, perform this action. Let's say console.log, what should we say? Let me just put just anything. Let's just say weak password or anything. Or sorry, weak. Weak. Let's just say weak. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We just put something there just to see. Now let's run this program. Oh, I don't. Let me just do this. So we are going to see the difference. We know we have it up. So now let's run this. What's happening here? 9108. Prompt is not defined. Why is it not defined?
I think the problem is the my string doesn't have S. The one that has console.log in line 114.
114. My
Yeah.
strings. No.
It-
We want to console what is in here.
Okay.
So this is what we want to console. This is the new one, which will give us the input of this and length. This is greater than this. So we want to do, so it's saying prompt is not defined. Why is it saying, okay, let's go and use,
Maybe there's nothing inside prompt. Like there is no variable.
we put a string that this is what is going to give to us. I don't know what, let's just go and open a new browser. Let's do it on this. Sometimes it affects, I don't know why the environment is not seeing that spot. So let's use this and see. Console. So can you see it works here, but it doesn't work there. I don't know why it's not working there. Can you see? So when we enter now, it brings for us as input the string. You remember that's what we put here. Input the string. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So
Well,
it now said,
it came with a dialog box. So
yeah, because
what code is the one that says you should go with that brought about the dialog
yeah,
box?
that's this prompt. This prompt. I don't know why
Oh,
it's not working in that environment. Don't let me talk about it if you remember when he's talking about prompts.
yeah.
So this prompt is what brings about this dialogue. So this dialogue box is like you want the user to input what you want to input. So before when we did this, or rather, what's why my system and when we did this in the initial state, we put in values to it.
Yes.
We said x is equal to 5. But in this case, we don't even know what is there. We don't even know what the user wants to put there.
Okay.
So how am I going to get off this? Okay, just a minute. My system is kind of heavy. Oh no. Let me just move this down. Okay. So now, oh, come on. So it's still giving us this box, right? Now let's input something there. Now, what should we input? Let's just say passwords. Do you get?
It has to be lesser than 7, Abi.
No, we don't know. We are going to run it again in the system and see if it is less, or we're going to see what is actually given to us. Let's just put passwords. Do you get? I
Okay.
click on OK. What does it return to us now? Password, right? Why? Now let's run over the code again. I said, let my string equals to prompt this one for me, so I can able to input my password.
Okay.
So when you prompt this, find the length of everything that is there. That is why we put it in another variable here.
Let strings equals to my string.
Which is this dot length. You want to find the length of what's the length of this thing that we input. So what's it? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9. So it's 9. So we said if the strings is greater than 7, then print the string for us. That's why it prints this password, because this is true. Do you understand?
Yeah.
This statement is true. Since this statement is true, it prints this for us. But if this statement is false, it's going to print this for us. Okay, so now let's do it again. Let's do this and say, let's change this statement to be, let's say, equals to. Do you get?
Yes.
Now let's run it again. So it asks us to input our password. Let's use the same word, passwords, and put OK. What does it return? It's telling us weak. Why?
Because
when it comes here,
password has to be equals to 7.
Yeah, you have to be equals to 7. Now let's run it again. Let's put something that is 7. NE 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7, right? Now let's click on OK.
Say weak.
Oh, okay. Because we are using greater than, sorry, let's change it back. This is, let's say equals to now. Let's run it. Now telling us to input this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7. It gives us the password back.
Yeah.
But let's do something. Let's assume that we don't want it to input, give us this again. So let's change this one to, let's change back to another variable. Let's say strong. Do you get? Now let's run this. So I put this. The result is weak.
But then, has it stored the password somewhere?
No, it's going to store it inside this variable.
Can you print the variable so we can see?
Okay, I should print the variable, right?
Yes, so we can see.
Let me try and refresh this. Okay, we should print the variable instead, right?
Yes.
So yeah, this is the variable that we are printing. Okay, let me do something now. Oh, cancel. Yeah, let's print the variable here and store it. Oh, what am I pressing? I want to do something like, yeah, let's try and print the variable.
Console.log my string.
So we're going to round it up. This is going to be the last thing we'll be doing. So just want to explain this very well. So we want to print this one first. Do you understand? And here, let's just say this one is strong. So now let's run this. So what should we put? Anything? Let me put my name. You know, this is the condition, right? It's
Yes.
greater than 7. Should we change the condition? Or we
No, we
just
can
leave
leave it. We can leave it.
my, okay. This should be capital letter, not small letter. Let me just copy it. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's just say my name. So the first instruction is let this equals to this. After we prompt it, he said, print this for us. This is the what we print there. This is the thing we enter. Can you see my name?
I can see.
So it now goes into the condition and starts the condition that if string is greater than 7, console.log strong, of which that is false. So it just go to the next one that is true, which is less than 7. That's why we're able to get this. Do you understand? Do you get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
logic?
Yeah, I understand. It's straightforward.
So that's how conditional statement is.
In
And
Java.
that's in all programs, not only in JavaScript, in all programs. That's how it is. So I want to give us a very taxing assignment.
Okay.
And we are going to design a grading system.
Mm.
So this is what it's going to do. So first thing is, let me just this. So a grading system that will test the grade of each student. So what the student need to do is to input their name,
Okay.
And their score.
Okay.
If score is greater than, so if it is greater than 50, then we can say, okay, let me say if it's less than, let's use if it's less than, let me say 70, then the student fail.
Okay.
So if the
Score
score
is greater than 70.
greater than
70.
okay, let me do this, is greater than,
This one is less than.
wait, this score is equals to 70 and
Greater than.
less than 80, you get, then is good.
Okay.
But if it is, then the third condition would be, let me limit to three conditions. If the score is okay, don't let me see. If score
It's greater
is
than
greater than,
80.
I wanted to add something to, but let me just say, is greater than 80.
Excellent.
Then let's say excellent. But then we want to see the name of the student in an array.
Okay. How many
So
students?
just any student.
How many?
Like
Number.
just let's say 5 students. So it's going to be rewrite a program that that accepts the name of Although it's more challenging, it's beyond the cloud. I just want us to try and see. So write a program that accepts the name of 5 students in an array and also accepts their scores. Then this condition that if the score is this and this, and accept their score, then it will now output the what should we call it? The grade. So I know it's kind of complicated. I'll copy it and put it in our WhatsApp too, so we can able to access it. So our time is well spent, it's fast spent now. So I think I should stop here. I don't know if anybody has any question. I have anyone in the chat. Is there any question?
Not really. I guess we
Maybe I
can
should
easily contact you because like
Okay, let me
today,
try and stop
this
recording.
class is a bit